Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam again.
So, yeah, just getting back to where we left off. Now that the previous regime is no longer around, Nawaf Sharif and these other people, and Imran Khan has been on the job for a while now.
2 years.
Okay, what is he currently up to, and how do you foresee the governance of the current Pakistani government and the direction that it's actually heading at the moment?
See, don't take me as a very big follower of Imran Khan, but I'll tell you what is the picture, what has happened in Pakistan. Being an educator, being a student of political science, I can tell you what really happened. When Imran Khan came to power, we were in high debts. We had to pay what we borrowed from other countries, from IMF. So we were like in big loss. We have to go to Saudi Arabia, we have to go to Malaysia, we have to go to China to collect some money so that we are not bankrupt, so that we can fight for change. Then what happened? Imran Khan, then the pandemic happened. While this pandemic happened, you know, if you just, you have Google, you have everything in your mobile. Just Google it. Pakistan stands in the top 4 countries. Despite of this COVID, our economy has gone up. We are in the 4 top countries in the world. We were the 3rd best country to fight this pandemic. We have the least amount of loss in the COVID. I'm talking about Pakistan. Where you compare with India, they're in big mess. Thousands of people dying in one day. Whereas Pakistan, in this whole 1 year, 8-9 months, we have lost like 5,000 lives, which is too much. But if we talk about the population, like 23 crore people, and this much of deaths, and also the world acknowledging Pakistan, saying that we have fought with the pandemic in a better situation. Even Obama's party member, which is Biden's party member, he said if we would have worked like Pakistani government in this pandemic, we won't have suffered this much. In his own statement, he has taken the name of Pakistan, saying we have done well in this pandemic, and really we have. If we won't have, we have low literacy rate there. People could have gone out, this pandemic could have gone miserable. See what is happening in England, America, Brazil, India. We have least amount of cases, which shows where we stand, where this government is standing. Imran Khan was the first one. This is not me who is saying this.
But is it a true reflection of the actual situation? Meaning, are all the cases properly reported, or has there been some
See,
tampering of
the first way, Pakistan and Pakistani people fought very bravely. Now they are facing the second wave. We see more cases, we see more deaths, but WHO, who is looking after this pandemic deeply, they have mentioned this, that Pakistan is doing a proper job. We've got smart lockdown. Imran Khan was the one who introduced this smart lockdown. This is not being a Pakistani, I'm saying this is WHO who said this, that they started a smart lockdown. See, for the cases coming from certain area, only those areas were locked down. We did not lock down the whole Pakistan, because Pakistan and Australia, we are living in Australia, there's a big difference. If we lock down Pakistan, people will die with hunger, because the government of Pakistan doesn't have that much money to look after. We have to have smart lockdown. Wherever they found out there are cases in this area, they locked down. Otherwise, you know, it's been 47. It's been 73 years Pakistan came into being. We have the highest cement sale, record cement sales. Cement sales means construction industry boosted. Don't go away. Go to Myers. For last 10 years back, I can assure you, whenever I used to go Myers, I used to see the tag brand. It was written made in Bangladesh, made in India. Now go. Now go, if you don't find made in Pakistan, just come and fight with me. It's made in Pakistan. Faisalabad, which is the hub of textile in Pakistan.
Sorry, which
Faisalabad
Faisalabad?
is a city in Pakistan.
And is it close to like Karachi or
No, it's far.
Islamabad or Lahore?
If we have to go to Faisalabad from Karachi, we have to catch a flight for 2 hours. It is next to Lahore. Textile industry is giving more than 100%. The textile industry people who runs the show, they are saying that we are running out of labor. Alright? This year, I've been living here in Australia for last 15 years. I did not eat Pakistani mangoes, which are the best mangoes of the world. I did not eat it here. This time, every third day, I went and bought Pakistani mangoes. This shows where we are heading to. This is the most important part. Second part, I don't know whether you are familiar with the CPAC or not. CPAC is China Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is which is a threat to all the big countries. America, China, even Europe. Because what happened, China is the grooming superpower, the next superpower. You cannot beat them. Their economy has touched the sky. You cannot match them. What they want to do is, because of the location of Pakistan, you know Karachi, my city, that is called Gateway of Asia. It opens the gate to enter into Asia. Asia is the biggest market. Okay? China can reach to Asian countries easily because they are all touched to each other. But to reach to Europe, reach to America, Brazil, the other side country,
They need this gateway, so to speak.
Yes. Near Karachi is a port called Gwadar. Okay? The world is seeking that place. Our enemy doesn't want that place to exist even. Because that route will help India, will help China and Russia to take their products to Europe and America in few days and bring their product in few days, which will help boost their economy big time. Not only this, Pakistan has the second youngest population. If we have 23 crore people, 15 crore people are below the age of 30. So that's the biggest market. We are the second youngest population. Okay? I told you about textile. If you go and see my lot of things happening in the textile. You see our tourism. You know what was that magazine? Forge. There are two top three magazine. I couldn't name them. I just went over my mind. They rated Pakistan on number 1 to spend holidays in this whole world. At this time, man. At this time. So what we see is we see boost. We see good things happening in Pakistan. And the only reason is Imran, the leadership. He's an honest man to us. Because if we see his life, he was a cricketer. In the cricket, he was the first one to bring neutral umpires in the match. For example, if we used to go to India, we used to play against 13 people, like 11 team members and 2 umpires, Indian umpires. He was the first one to bring neutral umpires to have good return. He fought 2 cases in England with Ian Botham and the other one with someone else. He won those cases being through there. Then Shaukat Khan Memorial Hospital. That's a cancer hospital. In the whole world, no one can think of providing cancer treatment free for the poor people. No one can think. Even when he was building that hospital, the world doctor said you can never do this, and he did it because he had that. Whatever he has touched, that has become gold.
So you reckon that he's a good prime minister and he's doing the right thing for the people of
You know,
Pakistan?
I'll be very basic. You name any politician who has studied political science and has become the leader. That is the requirement, no? If you want to be a doctor, you have to study medical science. If you want to become an engineer, you have to study engineering. Name any leader who has studied political science and become the prime minister. He did his graduation in political science from Oxford University. So he then asked the people of Pakistan. He has voted. For last 30 years, there were only two parties. One used to win, one used to lose. One used to win. Then they both used to put cases on you. Like, I have a party, I used to put cases on you, corruption cases. Then when you become the prime minister, you put cases on me. So this was going on. There was no idea of third party. He came up, turned the table around. People asked, because of this pandemic, yes, there is a raise in prices of vegetables, but they're working on it. So on this basis, people say that he doesn't know how to run the show. People before him, they used to eat, but they knew how to run the government. What does this mean? They used to eat happy. They are happy. They used to eat.
What about the current team that's working with him? His lieutenants and his backup team, so to speak. Are they all perceived by people to also be doing a very good job?
He is such an intelligent person. To me, he has many old politicians in his team, and that's the reason you cannot take Pakistan up like this. You talk about bureaucracy. These two parties were ruling for last 30 years. How can you expect the bureaucracy or the team he has will be like clean from heart? No. But he didn't have any other goal, any other people. He has to choose people from Pakistan only. He cannot bring people from outside and get them to the ministry. He has chosen the people, they have fought the election. He's making a team. You know, in Punjab only, he has changed 5 chief of police in 2 years' time. 5 chief of police. The reason? Police in Pakistan last 30 years, man, they've messed up big things.
What's the current political situation with India at the moment in Kashmir?
For the first time in the history of India, we have a prime minister which is not agreeing to talk. Imran Khan, the day he came to the power, he gave the presentation to the people of Pakistan and to the world. He said, I want to talk to Mr. Modi. If he moves one step forward, I guarantee you I'll move 2 steps. He said this in the interview. Even he said in America, in UN. But instead of listening to him, what he did? He crossed the line. Who? Modi. How? Kashmir is a disputed territory. It says in the UN. Doesn't say by Pakistan. Doesn't say by India. The UN says it's a disputed territory and should be solved by the decision taken from the people living in Kashmir. So how it could be done? You have to have a free, fair election. India never did that. And instead of this, they broke that law, the UN law, and has taken the territory inside the India map. And now what you find out? The politicians, the pro-Indian politicians who were in Kashmir, now they're in jail. The opposition leader, Gandhi's son, he cannot go to Kashmir. Why? You cannot take the media there. Why? You don't know. They are under curfew. They are under curfew. You cannot speak to them. This is the world is sleeping at this. If something happens to some other country or some other religion, nothing happens. There are 900,000 army troops in only Kashmir. 900,000 for 80,000, 80 lakh people. So for 10 people there is one police for army.
Now while we are at this also, I'm not entirely sure if you're also aware that there's a population of Pakistani people who actually work in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur and some other places. I know that there's like a township of Pakistanis located in Masjid Jamek in Kuala Lumpur and also somewhere down south in Milan. Do you have any message for them?
Well, see, live peacefully, respect your elders, whatever you are, wherever you are, whatever you do, try to be professional, try to give your 100%. See, it's not everyone's responsibility. For me, for you, for me, let's say, if I work in the education industry, okay, I'm living here in Australia, I should look after Australian education industry, should do better, should give them the ideas if something comes up to me, should be professional and do your job perfect. In the same way, if you love your own country, Pakistan, whatever you can do within your boundary, do it for your country. And for the people living in Malaysia too, the Pakistanis living in Malaysia, respect Malaysia because they are giving them the opportunity to work and earn money and look after their family. So respect their laws, rules, whatever the government says, and be peaceful and be healthy.
Well said. Thank you very much.
Thank you.